We all shuffle from this mortal coil at one point or another. I always think in times like this of what the great grand Van Wilder once said. Not sure if you're familiar with that philosopher. He was excellent. Hold the applause. But the great Van Wilder said upon life and death, Van Wilder said, try not to take life too seriously. No one gets out alive. A lot of speculation floating around. Don't feed the Yagwai. What's up? Good to see you. Hello. A lot of speculation floating around. But one thing is for sure. He is dying. That's a fact. I mean, we all are. Let's face the philosophy tube. Let's face the ethereal, the spiritual economics up front. We're all dying. But some sooner than others. And there was a lot of speculation. I talked about it on Saturday night on Twitter. Hey, what's up, Em? Good to see you. Michael, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Shuffle on in. Come on in, folks. Good to see everybody. But he is dying. He is. Not soon enough, some say. Some, the internet says, not soon enough. But we're going to cover that. We're going to cover all the photos, videos that have been posted to try to dissuade people. But I'm sorry, the conspiracy shamans have let loose, and the theories are out there, folks. And what makes him dying even more interesting is that we have, if you don't know, welcome to America. If you don't know, we have a petty tyrant, wannabe king dictator in charge. And every chance he can get, he tweets something vicious at somebody. He's like, those people with no houses were in my way on my way to golf, while your tax dollars are paying for me to go to golf so I can golf every single weekend, sometimes multiple times in a weekend. I saw a guy with no home. Ew, it scared me. I need a safe space from these yucky homeless people. My daddy told me about these people. I am making them illegal. So he's always, the petty tyrant, wannabe God, is always just maliciously tweeting stuff about the most vulnerable in our society. And that hasn't been happening all weekend. All weekend. And this little attention-starved orange turd always wants to be in front of the cameras. Like, I'm pretty sure if you just had a camera, even if it wasn't rolling, this orange taco would just start talking. You're fired. You're fired. Windmills give ducks butt cancer. He'd just be spitting out rubbish, whatever. And have you noticed there hasn't been a meep or a peep? Nothing. It's been all quiet on the Western Front or the Eastern Front. Depends where you're looking. Chief, good to see you. So we're gonna go over that, okay? We're gonna go over it. He's dying, folks. He's dying. Something we're all gonna face at some point or another, and all of us are gonna do it alone. And I'm not sure where you are on the totem pole of heaven, but the president thinks he's very low on it. Those are his words. He said, I know some are saying I'm low on the totem pole, and that some may be, everyone. But we got to talk about it. And we got to dispel the rumors. But before we get into all that, you know how it goes here. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. My name is Rob. I live stream. I live stream. That's such a 2015 word. I newsmentary. I read the news and give you some commentary. I newsmentary. So if you're just getting off of work or you're just going to work, because that's all we do in America, you're coming from your first job to go to your second job so you can take a break and eat something before your third job, all while you don't have health care, well, buckle in, relax, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get notified when I go live, and I'll fill you in on the greatest stuff of the day. Hopefully you can not just hear it with your side mouths, What are these things called? Side mouths? Ears, that's what they are. But if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to go through some meme news. I'm going to hit the memes, the tweets of the day. You know, that's what they, experts predict. What's Peter Thiel and Just Dance Vance take over America, and Palantir runs everything, and all the libertarians go, oh, this isn't what I imagined. Palantir's meme news will be sent to your microchip in the back of your head daily. And you just have to pay a small daily fee to be able to see the meme news, and you'll just get flashes behind your eyes, what they want you to know. Phoenix, he's dying just as much as I am. Stop crying. Oh, trust me, brother, I ain't the one. Well, maybe they're tears of joy. Maybe you're right. Maybe I might shed a tear of joy. But oh my God, folks, we're going to get into it. He's dying. And again, we're all dying. But, you know, some of us much, much grosser than others. Did you see his? Have you seen the bruise on his hand? It looks like a zombie movie. The bruise on this guy's hand. Hold on. Let me show you what I'm showing. And then we got to get into some other stuff. But here's the most recent picture. Yeah, bill of health right there. I'm pretty sure the KFC doctor came out and said that turkey gobbler is standard in men over the age of 75. Oh, this is it. Look at this. That looks like, you know, in zombie movies when they're like, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. It's just, no, I nicked myself coming in through the door, scrapped it. There was barbed wire. I brushed upon it. And then like 10 minutes later, they're trying to eat everybody. That's what that looks like. That's what that looks like. I was thinking the black spot from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's another good one. Feet swollen. I couldn't even take a picture. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest with you. There are. Ooh, hold on one second. You okay, Mama? All right. You okay, Mama? Let's see. If we get 11 likes, I'll give you a peek at something special. I'll show you a photo that I wasn't going to show you. Save it for my subs, but if we get to 11 likes, that was you. Gross. Excuse yourself. His woman's underwear on his hand. It does look like lingerie patterns. Who said that? Chris Rivera. Oh my God. Jersey Mike, didn't love the subs, but I have a bottle of champagne waiting. Break out the best bubbly. Champagne. Cheers. Oh, and you know, if you're new here, we got to 12. I'll show you the photo. Hold on. If you're new here, whenever we cheers, I was the best man at a few different weddings. So I like to do a cheers. I don't know if you heard, Jeff Bezos rented the city of Venice in Italy, rented the whole city to get married for a second time. So I always like to do a little cheers for him. Here's to a second messy divorce, Jeff. So whatever you're drinking, iced peppermint tea or not, just cheers. And good to see you, Jersey Mike. I hope you hit subscribe with words like that. I hope you hit subscribe and the notification bell. A professional could cover that up. Yeah, he's not a professional. Not. Look at that. There's the guy that you guys, some of you worship. It's a very sad thing, but make me a mod on your channel, Rob. Edward Thornton, I've only seen you here twice. 13 likes. Okay, you're right, Hank. I'm sorry. Let's get to it. And then we'll get to the meme news. Then we'll talk about he's dying. It might be quicker than we think. He's dying. Jersey Mike's got the champagne. Whatever mine will be iced peppermint tea. But we're gonna celebrate. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Here, I'll show you the photo. Hold on. Em, I hope you're here. I hope you're still here, Em, because I want you to see this photo. Hold on. I gotta go dig for it. Hold on. I gotta go dig for it. And then we're gonna talk about Labor Day. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. There you go. We got to 13 likes. I'll tell you what. I'll show you my favorite one if we get to 50 likes. I'll show you another photo. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So let's go through some meme news. Actually, but first. All right, M's still here? M. Look at that. What's his name? I want to name him after one of the Mogwais. One of the Mogwais, or what's it called? The hold on one second. I gotta do something. Hold on, you guys stay there. But yeah, look at this. Stay there. Back in my back. Okay, sorry. I don't know if anybody has names. If we get to 50, did I say 50? Yeah, 50. I'll show you my favorite. Chief, I have 5 kittens too. Open eyes today. So they were born 2 weeks ago. I'm waiting for the open eyes. Look at that. Chief, you got to join the Discord and share the photos. Sorry, I got to do a little, the gremlins. Yeah. But the gremlins had like, hold on. I got to check on these things. Okay, Mama. You good? You good? Okay, Mama. All right, we're going to get into meme news. But if you're new here, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe. I do newsmentary. I'm the radical woke mob that the Republican warned you about. It's so funny. They act like such alpha, beta, cuck, skibbity rismas. But they're like, ooh, the radical left is the boogeyman. They want you to have free health care. They want you to have paid time off, not have to earn your sick time. They don't want you to have to call an Uber instead of an ambulance. Ooh, the radical left wants you to get paid, and not lose money every 5 years, because if you haven't gotten a raise in 5 years, your dollar's worth 25 cents less. So welcome. We believe in stuff like this. Conservatives say if you don't give the rich more money, they will lose their incentive to invest. Then they say, as for the poor, they've lost all incentive because we've given them too much money. Do you see the hypocrisy? This man is a prophet, philosopher, a comedy god. Only something George Rogan, what's his name? The Joe-gram? You know the Joe-gram? Where he's just asking questions, doing comedy, even though he's a joke thief now. Can't believe that. The Joe-gram became Carlos Mencia, the mind of Mencia. So he's a fraud too, because no comedy podcast is interviewing the president and FBI and CIA. He's just state-run propaganda media. But yeah, you're not a tough guy if you got to be concerned about the radical left, the people who want you to not die from medical debt or not lose your house from medical debt. Let's go through some meme news. Hold on, let me hit the comments. Edward, Betty cats are super cute, but you really need to leave it up to the mother to deal with. Yeah. I let the mama. Oh, mama, she knows what she's doing. She's a great mama. Look at these little cuties. Look at the little cuties. Oh my God, they're so cute. It makes me go. That actually kind of sounds like a cat. That makes me go. All right, let's get to some meme news.
Morning.
Nope, not there. Okay, hold the applause. Here, I wanted to show you this. If you're a Republican, why do you hate workers? Oh, that's what we got to do before. How did I forget? Before we get into the meme news, this is a great segue into today is Labor Day. Hopefully you said thank you to our laborers. Anybody who is working today, like myself, like my wife, like so many people that I love and care about, just remember, they call us essential when they just want us to risk our lives. But we're not essential to be paid enough to essentially live. And this turd bucket, this absolute, don't even call him a turtle. I know he kind of looks like a turtle, but I respect turtles. I don't respect this thing, whatever this ghoul is. He voted to raise his pay 6 times, voted 15 times against the minimum wage, raising it. And it hasn't been raised since 2009. So that absolute asshat got his way. Oh, did you guys, we're going to get into Labor Day, because yesterday, today, some important days, just this whole weekend, very important stuff. Somebody once said, you're not teaching anybody anything here. So I'm on a mission to teach your brains, or maybe just make your brain giggle. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you guys saw the Cracker Barrel thing before we get into Labor Day. Cracker Barrel. They changed their logo back. They caved in to the woke right, to the new Nazis. They caved. Did you see what they changed it back to? Did anybody? Joanne Berg. Good evening to you. If I had a hat, I would tip it. Joanne, did you see that Cracker Barrel changed their Thank you, Rye L. I had a close friend named Rye. Oh, M knows. Passed away. Ended his career on this mortal coil. and we're going to talk about it. He is dying. He is. Okay. Don't you think it's sus that he's not been all over the news, not been tweeting mean things at, vulnerable people? We're going to talk about it. But did you guys see that Cracker Barrel changed its logo back? Here, I'll show it to you if you haven't seen what they changed it back to. Thank you. That one deserves. Whoever made this online, you deserve this. You deserve a quick applause. Oh my God. All right. Before we get into the meme news, that Sugar Ray Leonard. Before we get into the meme news, it was this man. Anybody know who this man is? This man, very important figure in history, very important American figure. He was taken out by the government and the Chicago police. He is an absolute symbol of freedom. One of my personal heroes. This is Mr. Fred Hampton, and it was his birthday on August 30th. So I always love to bring his attention, especially to you young folks. You young folks need to understand who this man is. Yes, you can go watch Judas and the Black Messiah, but that is a condensed down version of the legend that he left behind. And I always link his son, Fred Hampton Jr., the chairman. I link a video of his down in the description, so you can always go check him out on your own time. I highly encourage you to. But this was Fred Hampton. He said, you can jail a revolutionary, but you can't jail a revolution. You can run a freedom fighter around the country, but you can't run freedom fighting around, wait, hold on. The country, but you can't run freedom fighting around the country. Wait, that's not what he said. You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. And then down here, I can't see the date, December 4th. Sorry, Michael, I gotta move that. I can't move it. December 4th, I think it's 69 or 70? 69 is when the police took his life. State sanctioned. Murk. So I wanted to bring that to your attention, especially on this Labor Day. Look at that turd. Look at that turkey gobbler. He's dying. He's dying. It's all gonna happen. But once you get bit by a zombie like that, that looks like a bad zombie bite. I would just expect it to have been sooner. But let's go into Labor Day. Labor Day is very important. Very important for all you people who think kids need to go back to work, or that absolute just horrible human person. Who is that guy? I remember some Republican was on TV. He was like, I was picking stuff before school when I was a kid, and kids should be working. It's like, we're supposed to progress our society, not try to regress it. We're not trying to go back to child labor. But these Republicans want it. They don't care. It's weird that Republicans will tell you that robots are going to take your job if we pay you more, but we also want your kids to go to work. And they were talking about that. And I just want to remind people that children were working too. They were working in factories, mines, smoking a couple cartons a week. I mean, these kids were hardcore. They whooped Tim Pool's ass, I'll tell you that. You give me an 1882 child, he would beat Tim Pool's ass. That should be a claymation. Remember Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV? But a lot of people forget that workers before us gave their lives in, oh my God, what are you what? Hey, sorry. Those cats are going nuts. Well, the little one is. It is a very important day today. It's not as important as was a May Day, but this is, Americans' day to celebrate workers. And President Cleveland, was it 1894 that he signed it? But he made this a holiday to put the strikers and try to come to peace with the workers. And this is a very important day. People gave their lives, protested, put their stuff on the line, their livelihood, and they did it so we could have an 8-hour workday, so we could have weekends, so we could have workers' rights and safety and OSHA and all that stuff. So when you talk about deregulating stuff, when you talk about these horrific things that people fought and died for, just remember, like people in America, Americans, we talked about the working girls of Lowell. The Lowell Mill Girls started the first working women's union here in America. What? Oh my God, this kitty's going crazy. Um, and with that, I want to show you some of the things that Donald Trump has absolutely disrespected workers with. And all the websites, everything I talk about is down below. I'll link it for you. So you could read this on your own time, or if you go, what's your source? You can go find it out. Some of these places like Jacobin, some of the links I share with you are extremely important reading because they give you a real history behind things, and it's good to understand what got us here and hopefully not make the mistake of going back. But some of the things Trump has done to strip us and workers. Where is my workers thing? Here we go. This is from newamerica.org. No friend to workers, the labor cost of Trump's economy. As people gather around barbecues this Labor Day, few will be thinking about the Pullman strike of 1894, which was the catalyst for President Grover Cleveland to establish a federal holiday honoring workers. Just a few weeks later that year, and at the request of the railroad company orders, he sent troops to Chicago to violently put down that strike and throw the leaders of the American Railway Union in jail. Sound familiar? Cleveland, a Democrat, wanted to first demonstrate his love for workers before putting them in their place. Trump also cast himself as a friend to American workers. He is dying. He's dying. We're going to talk about it. Promising to usher in a golden age in which jobs are plentiful and workers are treated with respect and dignity. Yeah, then why is he decimating the NLRB, National Labor Relations Board? That would make sure your work doesn't exploit you even worse than it already does. When they commit wage theft, which is the biggest theft here in America, Google it, and nobody goes to jail for that kind of theft. It's funny to hear these people talk about tough on crime, but they're not tough on corporate crime who are thieves. They steal from their workers, whether it be, in miscellaneous titles and not giving you the pay because they gave you a different title, not enough overtime, not the correct amount, maybe your paycheck was off. If you've experienced any of this, well, welcome to America. And Trump's trying to get rid of the NLRB. He put a union buster as their head, and we could get into that another time. But I just want to give you a little background on how much he hates workers. The onslaught began of Trump's regime, attacks on federal workers. Since taking office, the White House has forced around 150,000 career servants out of their jobs. Now, just so you're wondering, or just in case you're wondering, when Donald Trump freaked out about the jobs stats, the numbers being low, and this year being record layoffs, the only other time was his last presidency. When you lay off this many workers, do you think the job numbers are going to be good? You fucking dummy. And he stripped collective bargaining rights from more than 400,000. Unilaterally canceling union contracts at the Transportation Security Administration, Veterans Affairs Department, and Environmental Protection Agency. The administration is in the process of reintroducing a classification for federal workers, Schedule F, that will make it easier to fire senior civil servants. Senior, that means they dedicated their life to this, and he's trying to make it easier to fire them. Why? Because they don't want to kiss the ring. They don't want to bend the knee. They're not subservient. This is the motto of MAGA. It's not take our country back, because they don't want to take it back from the people who actually own it, the Nepo babies, the elites, the coastal elites like Donald Trump. They gave him power, and he's ushering that power to all the CEOs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Tim Apple, like he called him, fucking moron. They don't want to take our country back from them. They want these people to be able to just rule, have no accountability. So MAGA's real motto should be shut up and be obedient. Because if you're not, he wants to figure out how to fire you, make it easier. Private sector workers have also suffered. The White House removed requirements that companies funded with taxpayer dollars pay their workers a minimum wage of $15 per hour. That is fucking peanuts. We should be at a $66 minimum wage. Okay, if we have a minimum wage, why don't we have a maximum wage? I'm tired of seeing these CEOs making 6,666 times more their average worker. What are you going to do with $100 million? You won capitalism. You never have to worry about rent or the price of egg. What could it cost, Michael? $50. You have to worry about nothing ever again. Thank you. I know. Free Luigi. But once you get paid that much, like you shouldn't have any worker who's like worried. I worked with a girl who her car broke down and she didn't have the money to fix her car, but she couldn't get to work to make money. So she was in this conundrum. That is uniquely American. That is the shittiest uniquely American situation you can be in. Outside of like, I lost my home because of medical debt because I got sick. This is sickening. He's dying and we're going to talk about it. White House removed requirements that companies funded with taxpayer dollars pay their workers minimum wage of $15 an hour. I want my tax dollars to go to that. Make it $20 an hour. Use my tax dollars to pay people $20, $30 an hour. I'm okay with that. For all you going, I don't want to pay with my tax dollars. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and go to the back. Obedient. Trump wants you obedient, so shut up. I want my tax dollars. No more bombs. No more giving other countries universal health care like Israel. No more of this, subsidizing spaceships that blow up over the ocean with Elon Musk. Let him do it. He's got $1 billion. Have him pay for his own fucking rockets. I want my taxpayer money going to paying people so they can buy their first home, so they never have to vote on the price of egg. And it's fueled more layoffs than any other time, well, except for his last presidency. Sorry, let me give a little shout to the chat. I saw Gene said hello, all you chatters, and I realized I'm a 28 shit. You're right, Jesse Pacheco. 28 shit. If you're new here, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. If we get the thumbs up to over 50, I'm going to show you a very special little photo of my favorite little creature on this earth right now. But you're right, 20 ain't enough. When these tough alpha males like Joe Rogan, so tough, he has to be scared of the radical left. Listen, if somebody's always reminding you to be scared of someone, I don't think they're a fucking tough person, okay? So to me, Joe Rogan and Donald Trump, they're a bunch of puss bags, beta cucks, simpletons or simps, whatever the kids call them, the skibbities, they're a bunch of skibbities. They're a bunch of goose holes. Is that a new one? I don't know. Let's start some new ones. Say what you want, Put it in the chat. What do you want to call them? Let's come up with something creative. But if they're constantly warning you to be scared of something, that means they're terrified and they're always thinking about it. And do you know what the radical left I want? I want your pay to be tied to your CEO's compensation package. So when they get 6,000 times what you make, you do. And then we can figure shit out after that. If they want to pay themselves $100 million for 4 months, great. None of your workers should be suffering. None of them. And if you disagree with that, keep on fucking scrolling. Get out of here. You're making this country worse. I've been living here for too long to think that, rich people just need more money. What kind of stupid skibbity-rizma are you? Thank you. Hold the applause. But the radical left, we just want a minimum wage that's fair, man. 66 an hour. And for those of you, I say that, and some of you freak out. 66, what are you, crazy? Do you know what some of these CEOs are making? Come here, I want to tell you. 66,000 an hour. 66,000. You never get worried when they're making 66,000 an hour, but I want your neighbors to be able to buy their home and not permanently rent, and you start chirping? Get out of here. Get out of here, Damien, whatever your name is. Rise up. There we go, Adam. All you people that keep saying loser in the chat or Trump or whatever, or, you love Epstein's best friend, go be obedient somewhere else. Go to Ben Shapiro or Steve Crowder or one of those asshats. Go. We're forming a movement here. And not just like, one of Trump's old Big Mac style movements. We're forming a real one. Hit subscribe and notification bell. Ooh, we're at 42 likes. So I wanted to bring up the Labor Day stuff also because he obviously got bit by a zombie. What is wrong with that dude? But here, we'll get into some news because I got a bunch of news. Okay? Okay? Get a bunch of news. What do you want me to do with it? I'm trying to give it all to you. Skibbity. Actually, I want to play this. We're going to talk about how this is how he's looking. This is how the old gobbler, the gobbler in chief, is looking, folks. It's not looking good. And I don't know what these obedient obeyers are going to do once they leave their chicken supreme, once they lose their chicken supreme in chief. Because that gobbler, some are saying stroke. And I would just want you to think about this. You can say whatever. You can say, oh, they showed a video of him golfing this weekend. Yeah, it was from June. They're trying to do what they can. But listen, for a man-child who loves attention and hasn't been tweeting, hasn't been going to the podium, little suspect, hasn't been golfing. He golfs every weekend. He spends all your money on golf. And now here's a photo. Notice the gray hat. What does that mean? Gray. Old. Gray could mean going to the gray. Purgatory. I don't know. Throw your theories out there. We just got to theorize, folks. Put on your tinfoil hats. We're going hard on this one. So welcome. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. My name is Rob. I am Antifa. I'm anti-fascist. My grandfather was too. He fought in World War II. You're not going to believe this, folks. There's some people here that like just want to be the fa. And we got to get them out of the country. That's who I should round up and collect right after they kick out Elon. He's an illegal immigrant. How is he still fucking here? I don't understand. So we're going to talk about that dude, Hassan. Did you see this? I seen this morning. Trump leaves the White House. There's the old double. Ooh, it's a double gobbler. Anybody, are there any medical professionals in the chat? Anybody know what a double gobbler means? I don't know. That looks like a couple of T's on his neck. Oh my God. What is he, smuggling Sydney Sweeney over there? Holy Jesus, put a bra on, man. Look at that. I swear, you could take photos of different parts of this dude's body and people would like them and DM her. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Monica, nothing. It means it's old. Are you a doctor, Monica? Are you? Come on, give me something I could work with. Something funny. Look at that. He's smuggling a couple of Sydney Sweeneys right there. That looks like J-Lo's badonk. Okay? Personal attack means nothing. What happened to these people? If you're a maggot, the blindly I follow my chicken supreme in chief, what happened to you guys? You guys used to not be so sensitive. Remember that? They're still selling these on eBay. Remember when you guys were like this? I imagine most of you in the chat that are saying like, I love Epstein's best friend. You look like this or that. Like that's what I envision you, okay? Like this. Maybe a little bit dumber, but roughly. What happened to this? Remember, F your feelings, and now all you guys got sensitive on me? You guys got soft. Do you know that? What did Joe Rogan said? Weak men create weak times or something? Did he say something stupid, thinking he was the hard guy? He made hard times. He's a weak guy. So it's funny that these people are now crying. All the maggots are now all of a sudden caring about feelings. Oh, now you want empathy? I think you need therapy. But go ahead, open up. Now why would you like the empathy? Because you went from this to personal attacks. Joe Rogan loved Trump. In fact, Joe Rogan bragged about helping getting him elected. Him and Schultz. That Joe Schultz. Little Joe. The skinny Joe. The skinny tall Joe. Because Joe, I think, is like 4'4" or something. He's like, you know, if you've ever seen him standing next to Keebler Ralph, you'd be able to tell his height. But Keebler Ralph just isn't spotted anymore. You know, he's not, the paparazzi don't give a shit. You know, back in the 90s, they were always like, Keebler Ralph, what kind of cookie you're making? Now, they don't care as much. But, you know, MAGA. I need to have a talk with you. Everybody else, you know, free time right now. MAGA. You don't get to say stuff like this and then get sensitive. Okay? Okay? Need you to toughen up. Right now, go do 50 burpees. Go. And then you can come back to the live. Oh, yeah. They even wore it when they were, you know, and it's too bad because I like bucket hats, but not on bucket heads. But they even wore it when they were, you know, doing traitorous stuff. I believe. I don't know. You have to let a judge figure that out. We're gonna get into news. We're gonna get into news. Yeah, he's dying. He's dying. He's got a couple of Sydney Sweeneys under that neck. Look at them hangers. Look at them danglers. Or wait, is this the new Skibbity Alpha thing? Like the alpha males? They're like, I got balls on my neck. You know, truck nuts? Is this neck nuts? He's got neck nuts. He's got neck nuts. You're going to see, remember when... Okay, everybody that's not MAGA, listen real quick. Remember when that fake thing happened and his ear had the ketchup on it, and they all wore the tampons in solidarity? Remember that? They're all going to have neck nuts now. All of them. You're going to see all the Republican senators wearing neck nuts in solidarity. They're like, we got you, man. We got a couple of Sydney Sweeneys right here. All right? We got you. We got you. I want to play... let me show you another meme. I want to show you another meme. Just take some time. Oh, we hit 50. We hit 59. If we hit 69, that would be cool. Yeah, that was trending this week, and we're going to talk about it. He's dying. We're all dying, folks. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know why MAGA gets so soft about this. We're all going to meet the maker at some point. But I want to play this video for you. If some of you F your feelings crowd people are confused at why we're like, this guy's human garbage, this video is pretty insightful. Homeland Security tweeted this out, okay? Watch DHS drone footage of LA rioters, protesters. I know you hate protesters when it's not like, you know, trying to overturn an election. Hi. Hey, bud. Hi. I love you. California politicians must call off their rioting mob. They were protesters. But I want to play you this video that my senator, Ed Markey, did, because I don't know if you can tell what this drone is, but this is a weaponized one. Here's the video.
That footage you just watched, with the dramatic music and hot pink graphics, that was posted by the Department of Homeland Security of the United States.
You gotta love Ed Markey, right? I mean, not everything, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I like him. Senator of Massachusetts. The department. I think it should be a stipulation if you're going to go into politics, you have to have a Boston accent.
United States of America. And what's more disturbing is how they got that footage.
How did they get it, Ed? Tell us.
On June 8th, flight tracking data revealed an unknown...
He didn't say, I don't know if any of you are from Massachusetts, but people around here don't call it data. They call it dater.
aircraft circling above downtown Los Angeles. That blue line, a Predator drone flown by DHS, weaponizing aerial surveillance.
Did you hear that? DHS is flying a Predator drone, weaponizing aerial surveillance in America. America Predator drones over protesters. Now, there was something about the Constitution, or I don't know. There was like in our founding, remember the Tea Party? And they like threw all the tea, and some of you maggots would be like, I wish they would just protest properly on the side with signs. You'd be like, I don't like them destroying Capitol. And the founding fathers would be like, you bitches, we're trying to make a statement. We destroyed that tea, the King's Tea, and the Stamp Tax Act. So some of you would be like that. And it's sad because think about this. They had a Predator drone flying over protesters. Protesting is like the most American thing. That's why people like us around the world. They don't like us because of Trump and the tariffs and stuff. But the one thing they're like, yo, those people, they're pretty good with the protests. Not as good as France. Not as good as some of these other countries, especially lately. But can you blame us, the rest of the world? We have Predator drones above our heads now. That is fucking tapped, okay?
Against peaceful protesters in our country. We need answers.
Yes, we do, Ed.
This surveillance is a serious threat to the protesters' privacy and their constitutional rights guaranteed by the First Amendment.
Oh, where are my First Amendment people, 1A people? Where you at? Are you against this, or because Daddy's Chicken Supreme did it, you're like, oh, I don't care. I disagree with them. Anything I disagree with is woke. And thus you can just do what you want. You hear how stupid you are? You hear how like your argument is that of like a third grader? I don't like it. You can't do that.
Of the Constitution. And what's more, the publication of these videos by DHS appears to be a violation of the department's own requirement.
Oh, Ed Mackey. I hate to break it to you. They don't care about violating rules, laws, anything, the court orders. Like, that's not the way to go, Ed. You should go check out. Let me show Ed. Ed, if you're watching, hit subscribe, notification bell. Ed, this is how you got to tackle this, okay, buddy? Like this. You got to go after them like this. This is the only language they speak. Stupid. You got to dumb it down. Happy Labor Day to all, in all caps, including the scum that is trying to destroy our country with a sick, warped, radical mind, killing small businesses with crazy tariffs, taking health care from children, pardoning J6 thugs, sending the private army to arrest grandma, wrecking our beautiful environment, defunding our schools, and destabilizing long-standing international relationships. Hopefully, the United States Supreme Court and other good and compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions of the monsters who want our country to go to hell. But fear not, we've made great progress in recent weeks. And America will soon be safe and great and again and happy God something, whatever. But Ed, come on. Like, this is why people over 55 should not be in government anymore. Like, if I had it my way, if I was the Chicken Supreme in Chief, I would just say no more 55 and older. Sorry, you're too old. He is dying. We're going to talk about it. I would just say that, because you got Ed Markey, God bless him. His heart's in the right place, but his age has just got him way out of whack. You know, trash talk was like from him was like, man, bafangool, huh, guy? I spit a nickel your way. Like, he doesn't know how to like TikTok dunk on the libs, and I don't know, you know, with all the roast masters and such. Ed don't know how to do it. Ed, listen, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Rob. I go live every single weekday. I bring you the newsman Terry. That's commentary on the news. We joke because the news is a joke. But Ed, you want to hire me? I'll help you. We'll spit some fire like this at him. We'll just go straight stupid, you know? We'll say, what's the dumbest thing you could say? And we'll do that, because that's what you have to say. You just have to make shit up. This is like the saddest part about it. You have to say stuff. Well, he's not making any of this up, but you have to be like, you know, Donald Trump is trying to sell Florida to Australia because basically Florida is the Australia of America. And if you keep supporting him, then he's going to sell it off. And all those people will have to get an Australian accent. And people will be like, oh my Christ. So, Ed, you gotta go harder, buddy. Nobody gives a shit that they broke rules. I mean, courts are like, you can't do that. He's like, and how do you stop me, court? You know? Like, come on, man. Ed, step it up. Step it up. The other thing I wanted to show you, I don't have an image for this, so we're just gonna go back to nude background. Is that what they call it? Nude background? I want to play this clip for you. I put this on my YouTube a while ago. It's in a short. This is Warren Buffett. Some of you herbs worship the ground he farts on. And Warren Buffett is a cajillion. He's Joe Rogan-aire. Okay? He had Joe Rogan money before Joe Rogan had the money. I think that's how some of these alpha males understand it. He's a Joe Rogan-aire. And listen to what he says about taxes.
We don't mind paying taxes.
Jesus, you could tell he's old. Holy shit. I thought that was Robert F. Kennedy for a second. Let me do this again.
We don't mind paying taxes at Berkshire, and we are paying a 21% federal rate.
So, I don't know if you know this. Berkshire Hathaway is probably a gadillionaire. This company is like huge in real estate. We can't fathom how much money they have. It could fill up like 4,000 Gulfs of Donald Trump is Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, whatever they're calling the Gulf of Mexico now. It could fill up like 4 of those, right? I don't know. Nobody knows how much space money takes up anymore because it's all Bitcoin. But Warren Buffett just said his company pays a 21% tax rate. I paid 22. And I don't have four Gulf of Jeffrey Epstein's best friend is Donald Trump, Mexico. I don't have four of those of money. And he does. And he pays a lower rate than I do. If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, he's paying his company pays less than you in America. How does that make you feel, MAGA? That Donald Trump allows this. In fact, I think he gave them a pay cut. I think they're paying like 20% now or 17, and it's permanent. The tax on tips doesn't matter. Just raise the minimum wage. But how does that make you feel? That he says, "Oh, you're struggling with egg. Well, you know what could help you? Giving you a tax break. No, I'll give it to the people who don't even know. Like they have egg buyers. I assume they just have people who buy them eggs. They're like, has the egg buyer come back yet this week? So again, Warren Buffett, he just said Berkshire Hathaway paid 21% federal rate. That's less than I paid. Oh my God.
If we send in a check like we did last year, we send in over $5 billion.
$5 billion. They can afford it. Why do you simps allow this shit to happen? America could be cool. It would be fucking cool. We could own our homes. We could ride bikes together, man, like in that fucking 80s.
To the U.S. federal government. And if 800 other companies had done the same thing, no other person in the United States would have had to pay a dime of.
Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? Did you hear that? I'll play it again. He said, we just paid $5 billion, 21% tax rate, which is less than I. And he said, and if the 800 other companies here in America had done that, because they don't, they skittle out of it. They skidibble out of it. They skadooble out of it. And like, they pay nothing. They're like, oh, we had a loss a couple years ago. We like made the Coyote Acme movie. Looks like you owe us, even though they're making $1 trillion. And Warren Buffett is saying, you fucking dummies, you stupid dummies. If you just forced all the companies that, don't worry about rent or price of egg to just pay their share, no other person, he just said no other person in the U.S. would have to pay tax because they would have such a bounty of gold. Listen to this.
800 other companies had done the same thing. No other person in the United States would have had to pay a dime of federal taxes, whether income taxes. No Social Security taxes, no estate taxes, no. It's up and down the line.
For all you fucking dummies that like trust him and want to trade like him and cite his story, you should trust him now. And we should force these companies to pay their taxes, okay? That's my message on Labor Day. Force companies to pay more than nurses pay in taxes. That's such a dumb thing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, do you hear what I have to say to other Americans? Like, hey, other Americans, $1 trillion companies shouldn't pay a less tax rate than nurses in America. Like, I don't know, it just makes sense. And Warren Buffett's like, oh, if all the 800 other companies did that, none of you would have to pay taxes. Not a state, not Social Security, not income, nothing. And somehow there's still people in here like, I don't know, man. If we tax Jeff Bezos, how are we going to get Amazon? Fucking dummies. All right, let's see the comments. Well, there's a lot of them. I don't know. Oh, my God. I was way far back. Orestes. That's an interesting name. Is that the Spanish for arrested? Conservatorism does tend to be pretty regressive. Well, yes, you're gonna make me glitch. Conservatives like want to bring back child labor. Today's Labor Day. I don't know if you know this. Like kids used to work. People like fought really hard to like be like kids should have like go to school, not have to work in the mines and smoke a pack of fucking Terradin 100s every day. Like we fought so hard, and now there's Republicans out there like, well, this is how stupid some Americans are. Oklahoma, I'm looking at you. Get your education stats up. But it's like, it's so dumb because people like, I don't know if they forget their history, don't know their history, but like people fought really hard so kids didn't have to work and we could be educated. Let's see. What else how much does Google pay in taxes? I don't know, probably zero. I'm guessing zero for all of them because they're all like, we took a loss one time. Google Glasses, it wasn't a big hit. So you owe us. we get a return. Like that's how it works. And Trump's in the government, so he's like, yeah, this sounds good. I don't know. I laid off most of the IRS that look this up. This is actually real. Not being sarcastic. He laid off all the IRS workers that went after like the big incomes, because those people specialize. Because I don't know if you know this, but in the tax code, there's like a write-off for yachts. So they specialize in like how people hide their money and stuff. And Trump fired them all. So it's just IRS to go after you and me, you and me, and me. No, Rob, you should just take out massive loans against your companies in order to avoid paying taxes. Duh. It is a thank you, Crash Expedition. I do need I didn't even think of that. Sorry, guys. I gotta go because I gotta go take out massive loans against my companies. Shit. He's right. I like you, Crash. So when they employ people, no taxes go to the government, no employment tax. Game politic. Ooh, politics in your name? And you don't understand that? No, if they paid more than nurses did, more than 21%, he's paying. Or Warren Buffett saying if those 800 other Fortune billion-dollar companies just paid what he paid, like nobody would pay tax because they would have so much money. Like this is what you don't get. This is why I say tax wealth, not works. All right, and Gary's Economics, a former stock trader, now YouTuber, is pushing for a new movement where we tax wealth, not work. What I don't understand is like Warren Buffett was like, I need $5 billion at a 21% rate, which is less than fucking nurses pay in America. That should just drive you nuts. But that 21%, which is less than nurses pay, I have to say that again on Labor Day, was $5 billion. So I'm not a math guy. 5 billion times 800. Let's just say they all paid 5 billion times 800. I don't even think we've gotten to that number. I'm pretty sure young Mr. Beast is still trying to count to that number to get famous. I hope he doesn't get famous, but he might. But I'm pretty sure he's doing a YouTube video where he tried to count to that number. So whatever 5 billion times 800 is, again, I don't even think my calculator goes that high. But that would be the money they took in. So we would probably have like super surplus or whatever they call it. Arrestees. Wealth tax is good. Land tax too. Have you heard of NIT, negative income tax? It's an interesting UBI type setup. Ooh, arrestees. Give me you're feeding the wrinkles in my brain, man. What is it called? Negative income tax. I will look it up. Thank you. But yes, arrestees, if I'm pronouncing that, or is it Orestes? Hopefully I pronounced that correct. But we put a wealth tax. No, not a wealth tax. We put a millionaire's tax here in Massachusetts. And no kid has to pay for school lunch. Every kid gets lunch for free because you shouldn't be hungry when you have to learn. That's basic economics. And also, if you want to get your bachelor's degree here in Massachusetts, you can get it at a community school for free. And that was just on a millionaire's tax. Imagine taxing billionaires into extinction. So they just had to be 999 millionaires. We're going to talk about this. I promise. We're going to talk about this. Wait, did you say a Milton Friedman? Oh, then no. No, Milton Friedman is one of the biggest scumbags. Him and the Chicago boys. Jesus Christ. Read this book. Don't ever send me some Milton Friedman shit again. You want to hear how Milton Friedman put in charge the paramilitaries and the juntas down south in South America and took over any kind of socialist revolution that was happening by the U.S.-backed corporations and Chicago boys, Milton Friedman School? Read this book. Don't ever. You see something Milton Friedman, rip the page out and put it in your bathroom to use it properly. So yeah, I won't look that up. I don't need that garbage. You see, people have been sold like Milton Friedman's some great economist. Just read Shock Doctrine, his history. And they won't teach you that in school. That's why I have to tell you here. And don't buy it on Amazon. All right, let's talk about this. Yo, this dude is not looking good. He's got neck nuts. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can't, it's not technical. I haven't WebMD'd it, but those are neck nuts, folks. Some are theorizing maybe he had a stroke, and I just go off of the fact that this guy loves attention. He likes tweeting mean shit. The only person he's ever been nice to is like Ghislaine Maxwell. He wished her well and then moved her to a lower security prison. Just release the files, bro. Come on, do it. before the ninth circle of hell calls you back. Do it. Come on. Lucifer's, knocking, and you need to release the files. But there's some great Twitter threads. I can't believe people like think this fucking dude is cool. He's doing the like dry your back with a towel. His dance move is drying my back with a towel. Holy shit. Thank you. Hold the applause. But they've been theorizing for months. He's been dragging his leg. Remember when he rolled out the red carpet for Putin? Weird he didn't treat the Ukrainian. Who's that guy? The Ukraine one. Slobodan Milosevic. Yitzhak Rabin. Who's the Ukraine one? Anyways, you know the Ukraine one? He didn't roll out the red carpet for that guy. He said, have you even said thank you? But when he had the red carpet rolled out, I thought he was like swaying. I was like, is it very breezy? Like, can this guy not walk in a straight line? Sometimes it's awkward when you're trying to walk on camera and you're like, hey, stage right. But people are theorizing that, he's been dragging his leg for months. The Time magazine interview where his right hand was bruised. Let me show you that because it looks like a zombie bite. Yeah, who said that? Caitlin? Hold on, who said that? It's not left, right. We're from the bottom, we'll come from the top. And you're all from the bottom. I don't care if you're like, I make $300,000 a year. That is goose shit to what these people... We're talking about billionaires, folks. Like, that's goose shit. Okay, I'm sorry I had to use that language. That's an official Canadian term. It means less than nothing. Did you believe that? Anyways, Zelensky, thank you. It wasn't Slobodan Milosevic. He's got Forrest Gump-like leg supporters too. Does he, KRAR? Good to see you. Good to see you. Look at his right eye. Somebody, did you see the meme where they put his eye and a pig's eye next to each other and they both look the same? Look at, what are you thinking with that makeup? Like, seriously, what is the look there? Like, I just don't get it. Oh, God. Just a guy. I wish I was making $300 a year. I'm struggling to pay my phone bill. Just a guy. Most of us are. Like, over half of Americans are struggling. I'm just saying, there's people in the chat that will think like, oh, I make $300,000 a year, so I'm not with you plebes. And I'm like, you actually are, you fucking idiot. I like to put it like this. If you go to work, I don't care if you're a day trader, all these skibbity alpha males now, they're all like, I just trade a little in the morning. It's like, guess what? Then you're working, you dummy. You're working class. Most of us are. Some of them don't want to be. Please move out of the USA. I wish you would, Kaz. We need all you maggots to get out of... Go to Argentina like the Nazis did after World War II. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are no good for this country. No good. Let me put it up again. I know you guys worship Donald Epstein's best friend, Trump. Old taco neck tits. Butthole. But this dude is poison. Poison. Look at all the stuff he's done. The veterans, firing 150,000 people, refusing to pay people $15 an hour with my tax money. That's my money. I say 20. Where does he get off? But this article, put down below, Newsweek. I'm reading a lot of Newsweek lately. Just, I'm enjoying it. Chef Chevy, whenever I see somebody talk how much they love Trump, I say, you love the guy who won't release the files and was Epstein's best friend? The creep perv? That's so weird. What do your friends think? Do you have any friends? I think the male loneliness epidemic is more serious than we thought, because I was thinking about that today. There's this guy I know who, still kind of worships RFK. And I'm like, he fucking lives, from what I've heard, he lives with his sister, and this dude's like 60. And I don't think he has many people to communicate with. And when you live, in a box and you just see what your algorithm is feeding you, it could be poisonous, And anytime he brings it up to me, I'm like, dude's rubbish. RFK. The only person I'm like, fucking junkie. Everybody else I'm compassionate for. That dude trying to make it harder for Narcan, trying to make it harder for addicts to get into recovery, and he was a heroin junkie, only dude. But anyways, this is down below, and it talks about, here, let me pull it up for you. Let me get into the news. By the way, welcome. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I bring you news in the fucking best way. This is the new news way. New news way every night. We joke about the news because the news is a joke. It's newsmentary. You might go to Newsmax and think, well, they have the maximum news. And I say, but they're liars, like they're liars. At least I tell you, I'm very biased. I'm for you, the workers of this country. So when I read these stories, I read it in a different way. So you can understand. So you can see through it. So I could play Warren Buffett saying, if you just made us all pay taxes, you wouldn't have to. For all you people who are like, I don't want to pay taxes. Okay, so let's make the corporations do it. What do you think? Target's your friend? You see the fucking dog and you're like, oh, he's my best friend. This is why I think the loneliness epidemic is really ruining America. Because people go to Target and think that fucking Target dog's like theirs. God damn. People are dumb. All right, let's get into the news, okay? Or what do you want to do? Yeah, fuck you. Donald Trump posted week-old photos, raises eyebrows amid health speculations. Oh, President Donald Trump posting a week-old photo has heightened scrutiny of his health. Why would you do it? Just don't even post the photo. Everything's online. You think people aren't going to immediately reverse Google search the photo you posted? Like, come on, you dummy. You do not know how to, at least AI a new photo, you should have AI'd a photo, bro. Amid continued concerns about his physical well-being. No. Hold on, let me show you a picture. That dude's a bill of health right there. Oh wait, that's the old photo. Hold on, no, let me get the real photo. A bill of health. The old Bill Clinton of health right there. Look at that. You know what? I'm going to throw this to the wind and see if you shamans pick it up. But why isn't he wearing a red hat? Remember he was wearing that red hat in the orifice that said Trump was right about everything? I can't believe the president wore a hat of his own saying I was right about everything. We are such a stupid nation. So stupid. Oh. But now he's not wearing I was right. He's just wearing a USA one. Do you MAGAs feel betrayed? Where's the red hat? That's weird, right? That's weird. What does the hat mean, man? What does the white hat mean? Or is it gray? I can't tell. Color is it? Ooh, that should be the new thing. Is it gray or is it blue? Remember the dress? I guess it's white because this is in a shadow. All right, we solved that. Viral meme over. It's officially over. I ended it. Stop guessing. Why? Okay, so there's no evidence to suggest the president's health is in any imminent danger. Yeah, except for his old neck nuts. I would say once your neck does that, you're in imminent danger. But I'm not a doctor, I'm just a YouTube news commentator. I'm your commentary on the news. So, I just say, oh, he's got a case of neck nuts. I think you just take one bra and wrap it up and you'll be fine. There's no evidence. Here, you want to see the evidence? I'm going to show you some evidence. Oh, smells like Epstein's crack. Ew. How would you know what that smells like? Donald Trump sent me a birthday card, scratch and sniff. Lately, Trump has been hit with rumors that he is in bad health. I wouldn't say they're rumors. I don't know. Do you think this is the picture of health right here? Is anybody going, I had a mark like that once, and I think that brown recluse bite made me healthier. Not least because of photos of him at various events which reported to show swellings and bruises on his legs. The media is doing us so much injustice right now. I want everybody to understand that. Like the American media, the corporate media, which is like, oh my God, if our tax cut guy dies, we're screwed. Because we're going to hold you all accountable. The DA of Philly already said he's going to arrest ICE if you break the law. So we're going to hold you accountable. The people can do that. But this is like, if this was remember Obama wore a gray suit? Listen, I'm old, okay? I'm an old head. So I remember Obama wore a gray suit, and the Republicans and all their little cult members were like, oh, how dare you have swag in the Oval Office. And the media bit and latched onto it. Obama wore a gray fucking suit or tan suit, or I don't know. This is what I mean. It's like, it's so stupid. And this dude's got, bite from The Walking Dead, and they're like, there's really nothing to say. Newsweek says there's no evidence to suggest the president's health is in any imminent danger. The dude was bit by a zombie, okay? Zombie president. I guess that doesn't concern anybody. Okay, I'll mind my business. Let's see. Hit with rumors because swelling's been spotted playing golf. Do you call that playing? Outlaw golf. In July, the White House announced that Trump, 79. Guys, we gotta stop electing these old people. They're so fucking old. They're so old. What are you doing? Voting for a 79-year-old. That's irresponsible. No. Just take away your right to vote. Who at the beginning of his second term became the oldest person sworn in as president. We shouldn't be doing this. We have young people around. Young people, you got to be president next. Had been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. He has insufficient venuses. Oh, Jesus. Something a doctor described as benign and common. Trump is definitely not benign, but he is a basic bitch. CVI is a condition in which the veins in the legs are unable to efficiently return blood to the heart. And it says it's not life-threatening. I would say if your veins can't bring the blood back to the heart, I'd be concerned. But again, I'm not a doctor. They said there's nothing to be concerned about. They said there are no concerns here. Look at this. They said, oh yeah, the neck nuts, that's once you turn 79, you get that for your birthday. On social media, truth, whatever. Oh God, can that go away? Trump posted a photo of a golf trip with former football coach John Gruden. He said, great playing golf with John. However, posting on X, people pointed out that the image was a week old. You know you're old. Listen, sometimes old people will be like, haven't I told you this one before? And you're like, you were just saying it. Jesus. Like, what happened? But this is old Dementia Don at his finest. He's like, let me just tweet this out. I'm playing golf with John Gruden, everyone. Which, if he just did that a week ago, everyone would be like, yeah, we know. You already, what the fuck? Are you not here? Hello, McFly. And that's what he did. The president, your old supreme cat dog human TV person, fucking very intelligent man, MIT uncle taught Ted Kaczynski or whatever, is tweeting out a photo from a week ago, trying to play it off like, hey, it was great. Like, you know what's more concerning? That you thought you just played golf with John Gruden when you tweeted that a week ago. None of this is normal, folks. This would be, see, I need you to hit subscribe and the notification bell, okay? I need you to, because once I can turn this into my career, I'm going to set it up. Have you ever seen Red Bar? I love Red Bar, how he's got his whole studio. I used to work on radio, so I want to set up a big studio. Like the Letterman show on microdosing. So I want to make it real cool, so I could sit there and bring the news to you live, and I don't have to just do little, I can do more stuff. I want to be able to do more stuff. So the only way that happens, you hit subscribe, and then it turns in a notification bell, and you do that. Because I gotta bring you this news, man. We're gonna wake up. We're going to wake up from this, okay? He is dying, folks. He is. But we all are. But I don't have venous entropy, or whatever he has. Penis winthropy. I don't know what he has. He has something with the Venus. Is that like a vagina penis? A Venus? I don't know. But they said his Venus isn't working anymore. I bet Melania's mad if his Venus stopped working, She probably don't touch it that much anyways. Travis Akers, a retired U.S. Navy intelligence officer, wrote, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. Anybody who starts by saying, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, they are a conspiracy theory guy. Because I'm a conspiracy theory guy, and that's the stuff they say. Anyways, here. He wrote, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but if you're fighting off increase in rumors that you may have suffered a major medical episode, and to disprove that rumor, you provide proof of life, you post a picture of allegedly playing golf with John Gruden today, it would be beneficial to post one that wasn't from August 23rd. That sounds like a conspiracy to me. Old, what's your name? Travis Akers. Political consultant Fred Wellman wrote, this is insane. The president of the U.S. is obviously lying about his activities, and the lack of curiosity by the media is stunning. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the media should be like, Don has dementia. Like, he's tweeting out photos of, like, it was great to play golf with John Gruden today, and that was clearly a week ago. I know they give him credit to him being, you know, a liar, because he is, but I gotta say, I just think he's old. He's 79 and he has neck nuts. I mean, you might have seen, this is going far. This is going a little too far. You know, first they had the truck nuts and now he's doing neck nuts. He's really fucking playing to that bass. He's playing that bass hard. He's like, you got to get a bra for your neck. And some of these people will go out there and do it. Remember when they all wore the tampon on their ear? And they were like, solidarity, Trump. They're all going to be wearing little bras. Little bras on their neck. Little neck bras. What are people saying? This is not people. The article then says, Newsweek down below. The article then says, oh shit, the comments were frozen again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you know Gruden's phone is blowing up. Cat I am. I didn't even think about that. John Gruden's like, what? No, I wasn't playing golf. What? Media asking for a comment? No, that was last week. He's losing his damn mind. He's 79. He's got neck nuts. He's got a case of old neck nuts. They say, Newsweek says, what people are saying. This isn't people. Then they quote J.D. Vance. Vice President Just Dance Vance told USA Today last week, I feel very confident the President of the United States is in good shape. I'm going to serve out the remainder of his term and do great things for the... God, he is just like a fucking beige couch in human form. He is so boring. That's why Peter Thiel has his hand so far up old Just Dance Vance's rear, because that guy's a puppet. And then some other people say some stuff, and I don't really care about it, so you're not going to either. Oh, I forgot about this. They're trying to paywall me. All these, listen, when you go to a website and they try to paywall you, I want you to say something to them. You write theguardian.com. You write them and say, why do you have pop-up ads? Why do you have banner ads? Why do you have those little ads that play the video? Why are you trying to get me out of my money when you have the advertising? And then you quote Jeff Bezos. You said, Jeff said, democracy dies in darkness. Do you want it to die alone in the dark? Turn a fucking light on. Oh yeah, we got to get to the, oh, this is, so listen, he's dying. You know, we all are, but you know, he is too. Melania's gonna get Donnie a Jamaican nurse. Hopefully none of us are president at 79. No more 79-year-old presidents. Oh, Jesus is in the chat. See, even Jesus agrees. Thank you, Jesus. Bezos, son of Sam. Vance is a baked potato without chives. Vance is just, he's a reversed baked potato. It's a big, how do you, like, because he ain't got the brown skin. He's like the insides of a baked potato. Donnie has truck nuts. Look, they're right there. He's hanging them from his chin. Look at those gobblers. Just in time for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm going to pardon? I'm going to pardon that left one. Calm down. You're taking pills? Tommy, we're just excited, buddy. He's dying, you know? It's a little pre-celebration, you know? I'm sure a lot of people celebrated when Nazi, what's his name? Adolf Nazi died. Whatever his name is. Who cares? His name isn't even important enough to remember. Fuck that guy. Fuck all these fascist hoes. I believe that's Biggie. That's what Biggie said. Fuck these fascist hoes. When the Bible warned us... Oh, hold on. Warned us about wicked people. Trump was one of the types of people. Yeah, greed. These are greed monsters. I'm calling off work the day it happens. I know. Well, my daughter was like, really? I was like, don't worry, I'll give you the day off school. I think school should have the day off. Hilarious dude, nice laugh. Thank you, Jules G. You projecting there, Tommy? What did Tommy say? Wait, Timothy. I'm missing some stuff. I can't find Tommy. Calm down, you taking pills. Oh yeah, well, most Republicans and maggots, their accusations are admissions. Here, I'll show you this. I came across this little news story, this little gem of a news story. Hold on, where is it? Actually, before I show you that, you know how people are talking about how punk gone woke? This is Joan Jett's jacket from her I Love Rock and Roll video. I don't know when, I don't know if that was 70s or 80s, but look at the pins on this jacket. This is Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll music video jacket, leather jacket on display in a museum. So for all those people who say, you know, punk gone woke, no, punk's always been woke. You just a moron. Stop burping on my live. Christ, excuse yourself. Let me show you this this news story I found. When talking about, oh, it's right here. When talking about accusations or admissions by Republicans, and I'm not a Democrat, never been. I'm the radical left woke mob or whatever they scare you about. I don't want to ban any books. I don't want you to ever have to take an Uber instead of ambulance, $66 minimum wage, never have to earn paid sick time. Parents get a year, 2 years off to raise their kids. Republicans always say, where's the father? Where's the father? Well, let's guarantee it. Let's make them corporations, $1 billion corporations, pay for them to be with the kids for the first couple of years. It's the most important time. So that's what the radical left wants, okay? When we say freedom, we go, you're free to marry and be whoever you want to be. That's fucking free. That's freedom. Anyways. So these maggots, they do this thing where it's an accusation, but really they're admitting shit. So this unhinged MAGA election truther, appointed this year, one of hundreds administering elections across the country, was accused of that. They're not sending their best, okay? Let's just put it like that. There are not good people on both sides. Also, I saw this. This was a video spot at the White House. Somebody, look at, this is like, Jesus Christ. This is like the most white trash thing. There is somebody throwing a bag of trash out the second story of the White House. Now, is it medical waste? Is it, I don't know, theorize? I don't know, but they chucked it. And there's a video. You can see it online. I didn't link it below. Oh, we got to go through a little more meme news. Here, in case you missed it, Gavin Newsom, after that whole horrible thing in Minnesota, politicians, we don't pay you to pray, we pay you to take action. We're the only country in the world these things keep happening. And Gavin Newsom hit him where it hurts, right in the Bible belt. Gavin Newsom, hole 1-2, right in the Bible belt. He said, James 2:14, what good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith, but no deeds? Take that, old Johnson. Mocking the power of prayer. No, nobody's mocking the power of prayer. You know what we're saying? Belief without action is not faith. So pray all you want, but nobody was like, I'm going to elect him so he can get into office and pray really hard. No, you make the rules, and you know you do, because when you want to outlaw, you know, free speech and due process and books, you do it. You're not praying that those books get banned, are you? It's amazing how fucking dumb, not dumb, but malicious these people are. You know, you can only think it's malicious intent. Because when they want to, you know, make it illegal for somebody in Georgia to give you water or food while you're waiting in line to vote, they don't go prayers and thoughts. We're going to pray and think about handing out water in voting line illegal. You know, that thing Jesus said to do, feed the hungry, thirst the thirsty. They're not offering, it's so weird that these Republicans aren't offering thoughts and prayers when they want to outlaw handing out water in line, in voting lines in Georgia. Why wouldn't they offer thoughts and prayers for that? You figure that's how they get shit done, right? That's what they do after really important stuff happens. They just say the prayers will handle it. Well, good on, this is how a class lesson in how you fucking respond to these absolute monsters of humans. Here, wanted to show you this. I was saying it earlier. Nurses pay a rate of 22%. I pay a true rate of 1% if I pay at all. We paid 1.1% on 5.3 billion in profits. See the problem? This is what I was playing with the Warren Buffett. If you missed it, I played Warren Buffett saying we paid 20. Warren Buffett said he paid 21%. Berkshire Hathaway paid 21%. Berkshire Hathaway is like a gazillion dollar company. Like they have so much money. They're like, we don't even know what to do with it all. 21%. Less than the workers in this country. And he said if everybody paid, if all the $800 billion companies paid that 21%, no one would pay taxes anymore. You could just let the corporations, they're making so much money, they could just pay taxes and the government would have enough. And some people in the chat are like, not on my watch. I will fight until the end of my days to make sure that this guy and these companies don't pay less than, or don't pay more than I do in taxes. It's unreal. The propaganda is so good in America. I wanted to point this out. Look at this. This is the typical Republicans, maggots. Cancel culture is part of the woke mind virus. Netflix donated $2 million to back to Gavin Newsom's redistricting campaign in California. Cancel Netflix. Oh, they have no character. They're just a bunch of losers. Oh, here, some more Labor Day stuff. Mr. Bernie Sanders, I love you. Oh, we got to talk about Bernie because he's supporting Graham Plattner. Graham is the guy in Maine that's taking on Susan Collins. This Labor Day, thank unions for weekends, 8-hour workdays, minimum wage, paid overtime, breaks during work, the right to strike, child labor laws, workplace safety standards. Union support is at an all-time high in America. Organize your workplace. Join our Discord, link down below if you want help organizing. I've got to enjoy organizing once. Where is the thing? Where is the thing? Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is, listen, if you're still here, 502 of you. This is a little bonus content. This really isn't news. This is more of like, I was applying for a job, right? And this is absolutely bananas. They make you take this pop quiz. And I thought, how sick is America if these are the options they give you? I want you to check this out. Yeah, I'm going for my second job. And then if you count YouTube, third. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Of the following, the statement that is true of my organizations, such as work, school, or community group, is there are too many people who waste time unnecessarily. There are too many people who are not loyal to the organization. There are too many people who bluff their way along. There are too many people without enough drive. There are too many people who only care about themselves. And those are all the options. Like, that was unnerving, that this is what they're trying to position you as. One of these 5 people who thinks this about other people. It's so sad, you know? And if you see this stuff, I mean, unfortunately, we all got to buy egg. So we all got to get 2-3 jobs in America because, you know, I thought Donald Trump said we're all going to be so rich. They're not going to know what to do, but apparently it's just not kicking in yet. And has anybody got their Doge dividend check? Remember Elon Musk? He like told a bunch of government employees to stay home. We'll pay you to stay home in the name of efficiency. And then he was like, I'm going to give everyone a Doge dividend check, $5,000. Has anybody got theirs yet? I keep checking the mail. I haven't seen it, but I don't know. Maybe you've got it. But yeah, this is sick. This is sick. So sick of egg. I'm so sick of having to buy egg all the time. So sick of. I'll take corporations are cartoonishly evil for 500, Alex. Yeah. Isn't this crazy that this is the choices they give you? It's like, what statement do you believe is true? People just hate each other. People are the root of all evil. They're not loyal enough to the org. It's like, fuck, man, this is so crazy. It's so crazy. How many likes are we at? 134? I think that's over 50. Again, I'm not a math guy. Guys, leave me alone. I'm not a math guy. I've told you that. Here. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. There's my little favorite one. Doesn't it look like a little like squirrel or something? I was like, it doesn't even look like a cat. Look at that thing. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If we get to 1 million subscribers tonight, I'll show you more pictures. 1 million subscribers. That means everyone is going to have to subscribe a few times because there's only 200 of you here. He makes up BS Doge lie. Jeremy. Jeremy's catching on. Jeremy might be a little too quick for this live. Trump cosplays as a couch when he and JD are alone together. Sean the Greatest has shown up. Yes, Sean. He cosplays as a couch. Yeah, I love it. Hold on. I had another good photo too. Hold on. Well, I showed you guys this one earlier. There's a cutie. There's a cutie. But hold on. I had isolated a good one. And now I can't find it. Where is it? I think it was that sleeping one. Oh, wait. Where is it? Look at that little cutie. Because we got over 50 likes. I don't know. Maybe it's over 50. I can't tell. 141. Is that over 50? Under 50? Around 50? Nobody really knows anymore. Numbers are irrelevant, you know. High corporate taxes. We need to tax billionaires out of existence. So I played for you the Warren Buffett. If all the companies just paid their taxes, you wouldn't have to. Really, people need to understand this. I'm gonna play it again because I showed you the meme. Nurses paying 22%. Jeff Bezos, if he pays, like, you know, it's up to Donald. Donald's like, no, don't worry. I fired all those IRS guys. You don't worry about a thing. You go have fun in Venice, buddy. Here's to a messy second divorce, Jeff. But here, listen to Warren.
We don't mind
God, he sounds like RFK every time I play that.
paying taxes at Berkshire, and we are paying a 21% federal rate.
At Berkshire Hathaway, they pay 21% federal rate. When you go do your taxes, I want you to pay attention. I do. I talk to my CPA quite often, and we pay 22. Berkshire Hathaway pays 21%.
If we send in a check like we did last year, we send in over $5 billion to the U.S. federal government. And if 800 other companies had done the same thing, no other person in the United States would have had to pay a dime of federal taxes, whether income taxes.
God, I can't believe that. And there's still... Corey White, I like 66 an hour. How do we keep companies from leaving? Well, here, Corey, you give me an opportunity to talk about the millionaires tax in Massachusetts. But if they leave, fuck them. Where are they going to go? They already hire most of their... They lay you off as soon as they can, okay? They're threatening to have AI and robots replace you. They've already outsourced labor from every other nation that they can that doesn't have workers' rights and standards and unions like America. So let them fucking leave. Here's the thing. Stop. This is how good American propaganda is. Ben Shapiro has infiltrated. Ben, let's say Shapiro, because he always goes, let's say. It's all hypotheticals. Fucking let him leave. Then good. They don't love America? Good. Get the fuck out of here. We don't go Amazon. Go to, I don't even want to say Canada. Go to Mexico, Amazon. Go to India. Go to China. Go. Apple's already in China. What do you mean, what if they leave? Then they leave the fucking awesome beaches of Cape Cod to us. But here's the thing. Here's what happens. We put a millionaire's tax here in Massachusetts, okay? I gotta take this kitten. This kitten does not deserve this kind of talk. I gotta take that down. How dare I insult the innocence of a kitten? We put a millionaire's tax here in Massachusetts in 2022. I fought hard to get it done. I talked to everybody I could, and the pamphlets were sent by billionaire families like the Crafts and these billionaire assholes. They were like, do you want billionaires to leave? And I was like, yes, get off the Cape. You're ruining it. You're gentrifying everything. You're making everything into Airbnb because you have too much money, so you just buy everything, turn it into assets, asses. But after we implemented the millionaires tax, none of them left because they know how good they have it here. None of them left. In fact, millionaires increased by 35% here in Massachusetts over the past 2 years. And on top of that, great things for our kids. No kid goes hungry at school. There's no more school debt. They all eat for free. If you haven't got a bachelor's degree and you want to get one, go to community college, you get it for free. All from millionaire's tax. It works. More people need to learn about this man. He said, if you, oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? I didn't play him for you. Happy birthday, Fred Hampton. He would have been 77 years old today. If you don't know who Fred Hampton is, please understand. He started the Free Children's Breakfast Program. Absolute icon, legend, one of the greatest Americans to ever live, and the government took him out. Make no mistake. And this is Mr. Fred Hampton. His birthday was on August 30th.
That you can jail revolutionaries, but you can't jail a revolution. Right. You might run a liberator like Aaron Cleave out the country, but you can't run liberation out the country. You might murder a freedom fighter like Bobby Hutton, but you can't murder freedom fighting. And if you do, you come up with answers that don't answer, explanations that don't explain. You come up with conclusions that don't conclude. And you come up with people that you thought should be acting like pigs, that's acting like people, and moving on pigs. And that's what we've got to do. So we're going to see about Bobby, regardless of what these people think we should do. Because school is not important, and work is not important. Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all.
Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism's going to stop us all. Great words, Fred Hampton.
Warning.
And then, oh, I always love to play this because these are the times.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Oh man, this guy is not looking good. You see the neck nuts? He is dying, folks. But in fairness, we all are, you know, from the moment you were born. Let's see. Troy, who said that? Fred Hampton. That was a clip of Fred Hampton. And chat for the subs, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. When there's people saying he's lazy and this and that, or talking about lazy people want other people to pay their way, just know that they're uneducated fools, that we've been carrying the corporate billionaires, the welfare queens like Elon Musk and his cohort for too long now, and we refuse. You heard Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett himself saying he pays a lower tax rate than you and I do, okay? So don't buy into their they want you to come down and play in the stupid mud with them. And you say, I don't play that game. All right. You are bad for our health of this country. You are anti-worker, anti-American, and you are not the way forward. Trust me. Remember the old trick, old down economics? Remember all these tax cuts and you got to consolidate. You got to give the wealthy the money or they're not going to make you the shitty jobs where you got to work for them. We've been doing this a long time, folks, and it don't work. This is the way forward. Massachusetts just did a millionaire's tax, not even a billionaire's tax. I'm pushing for a billionaire's tax. Tax billionaires into extinction. Free Luigi. But we've done it all. So they're just regurgitating some shit, probably because they want their boss to, you know, see that they're a good soldier and they're obedient and they will, you know, enforce that the wealthy people need to stay rich, or how are we gonna, you know, have these bad jobs that I gotta work a few of them. These people are morons. You gotta call them what they are. They're morons. They're stupid peacocks. They show their plumage of stupidity feathers, and they're all peacocking around. Do peacocks do that? I think all birds do that. So just don't engage, you know. We've been trying it, folks. We've been trying, and guess what? Here's the good thing for those idiots. The rich have gotten richer. The rich have gotten richer at a rate that we can't comprehend. So they've done it. And last election, people were like, egg expensive. So it's not getting better. Shit's getting worse. Oh, Gmod, good to see you. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. We went over that. Yeah, it's not looking good for him. And just remember, irregardless of how many week-old photos he tries to tweet out of having golf with John Gruden again, 2 weeks in a row. Weird. Dementia? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, folks. But just know that if I'll be back tomorrow, hit subscribe and notification bell. But if you don't see him mean tweeting He's like Mean Girls without the humor or satire. But if he's not mean tweeting, those little angry tubby thumbs, um, and you don't see him doing press conferences and walking on the White House roof or whatever, and that's suspect. What are they hiding? Release the files. Oh my God, is this guy gonna kick the bucket just to not release the files? What a distraction. I can't believe it. Absolutely bananas. And like, be prosperous, make your way. But when you have accumulated so much money, you can buy countries. Maybe it's a bit much. People are starving and homeless. I think you started Bart fast. Well, that's the thing. Like, people forget that we're talking about people who are like, just fucking buy Twitter. You know, I'll throw 200 million at the election and still not go broke. Like, there's 1 in 5 kids in America that are food insecure. There are 25 empty homes for every homeless person in America. And these people are like, oh, just work harder. It's like, you don't get it. America has created enormous wealth for people who are paying a less tax rate than people who are working to save the lives of everyone, nurses, the first responders. And there are people still here that are just like, just work harder. They see no problem. But that's the thing. You don't understand that the wealth is so much that it's now become, they use it for nefarious reasons. You know, Twitter's become a neo-Nazi grounds. He like let white supremacists back in. He threw 200 million at the election. He's lost so much money. He's lost more money than we'll ever make in lifetimes. And we're still subsidizing his little rocket plan, little rocket man. So, yeah, those photos were from weeks ago. We already went over that. Here's a photo. You can tell because these neck nuts are new. The old chesticles on the chin. The chinskicles. But, yeah, folks, if you don't see it, we'll be here, you know, as soon as the news breaks. Rob, just offshore all your assets and operational costs to countries with low corporate tax. If it works for the big U.S. tech companies, you could do it too. Pull yourself up your bootstraps. Starting to love crash. We want to help small businesses, but corporations make millions, especially billions, have the proper taxes. You understand? Yeah, you understand, like, Amazon doesn't care about small businesses. Go look up Amazon Basics and what Amazon Basics is. Amazon Basics is essentially, they would get, small businesses would apply to be sold on Amazon because that's what you have to do to survive. And Amazon would, again, sneakily figure out how they were making stuff and then sell it as Amazon Basics and hide them in farther pages away. We got to educate more people. You know, people don't know. And that's why they call you woke, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once I plant the seed, you can't unplant the seed. Well, I guess you could unplant the seed, but that would be not good. Free markets is not the same as fair markets. Ooh, Greg, I like that. Release the files and arrest suspects. Weekend at Donnie's. Weekend at Donnie's. Trump flirts with 10-year-olds. Hey, that's what he did. And people are still supporting it. They're like, yeah, this is my guy. Fucking creeps. Oh, but yeah, not looking good. I can't wait to see what happens to Maggot. They're going to be a disarray. Oh, Gma, thank you for the $5 super chat. Absolutely amazing, and I love the little hippo. Much thanks to you. Very humble, very grateful. And feel free to hit subscribe, too. It's free. And trust me, once it happens, you know, we will be here. We will be here once it happens. We will say, warning. Woo! So I will be here. And I want you to be here. Donald Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, Trump. That's right. When you see the DJT, conspiracy, you guys used to have a shaman and stuff. I'm telling you. DJT, think about it. What does the J stand for? Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. He's showing off. He's braggadocious. It's about those criminals who like go and talk to the cops after, and they just want to see, you know, their not boisterous. They're braggadocious. They're something, you know? It's like that. Oh, my chat keeps getting stuck. Timothy says, Scott, no people expect reasonable pay and a living wage. But Timothy, this is where I don't know if people still believe in like the we the people, for the people, by the people, like that whole American thing. I know that's kind of gone out the door with this new fascist dictator. But here's the thing. If we did start expecting it, if we did start saying, these companies can't be paying less than nurses. I don't want to be paying a higher tax rate than $1 trillion company. Apple shouldn't be paying less tax rate. Google shouldn't be, Netflix, Amazon. And if we all collectively said, no, we want living wages, affordable houses, no kid going hungry, free higher education, good education, free healthcare, free by paid for with our taxes. You know how the government already runs the VA, a healthcare system? Like, we want that. And I preferably would want it paid for by billionaires' taxes. And if we just collectively were like, no, we've had enough, guess what? We did it once. There was like this whole thing called the American Revolution. And we were like, this king can't tax us without representation. Donald Trump is taxing you without representation right now. He's just throwing tariffs willy-nilly. And all the corporations are like, the people are going to pay it. This is a tax on them. And if we collectively hit subscribe, notification bell, if we collectively said, fucking had it, we want living wages, never earning sick time. You know, we want 4 weeks vacation, 8 weeks vacation, $66 minimum wage, no more Uber instead of ambulance. We don't want healthcare CEOs telling us with their AI. Oh shit, I forgot to tell you. This story is so important. We have to talk about this. I'm sorry. I know we were having fun right there, drinking the fascist tears, but we can't. We have to talk about this. My apologies. Trump's new plan for Medicare. Remember when he said I have concepts of a healthcare plan? Honk, honk. Remember when he said I have concepts of a healthcare plan? I think that's a quote. I'm going to read you some of this. Trump's new plan for Medicare. Let AI decide whether you should be covered or not. Let AI decide. This is going to cost lives. You understand me? Where is the thing? The thing. Here, this is what it's called. Look at this. This is what Trump wants to announce or put in. The wasteful and inappropriate service reduction, WISER model, CMS will partner with companies specializing in enhanced technologies to test ways to provide an improved and expedited prior authorization process relative to original Medicare's existing processes, helping patients and providers avoid unnecessary or inappropriate care. They say safeguarding taxpayer dollars, but you only have to safeguard them from like Rick Scott and his Medicare fraud, largest in the history. Republican Rick Scott, look it up. This is insane. AI is going to help patients and providers avoid unnecessary or appropriate care. Just right there. Do you read? This is why I say hit subscribe and notification bell, because I'm going to read this from a working class perspective. Have you ever gone to the doctor and they said, hey, listen, you know, you don't need an MRI, but we got the machine, you know, let's just throw you in there and just see, you know, you want to just feel what it feels like? This is fucking crazy. This is insane. I've never met anyone in my life, and I've been around a long time, that was like, oh man, I just went to the doctor and they were like, dude, let's just do x-rays. Like, let's just check every bone. You got a lot of bones. Let's just check them all. It's unnecessary, but, you know, we got the machine. This does not exist. You understand that? It does not exist. You, your loved ones, your family, your friends, somebody has had a story in America where they're like, I had a fight with my insurance to allow them to, you know, give me a life-saving medication, life-saving procedure, you know, something that was essential that a doctor said they needed. This is the biggest fucking fraudulent thing you're going to read today. Besides, don't, well, never mind. Stop burping on my live stream. I want you, when you see these stories that AI is going to help avoid unnecessary or inappropriate care, doctors don't take a Hippocratic oath. They don't, nurses do not. I know nurses and doctors. They do not say, hey, you don't need an IV, but let's just hook you up. You want to see what it feels like? This shit doesn't happen in America. There's no excess of care. That's why we pay more for healthcare, and our life expectancy in the first world here in America is going down. This is crazy that they're going to have AI now dictate what is unnecessary, inappropriate. You know who dictates that? The doctor that you see. This third party is just for profit, to protect profits of anybody that's involved in that. And if you know anything about this Medicare, especially the fraud, you should look up Rick Scott. Somehow, that dude didn't go to prison, was the largest Medicare fraud in American history, and now he's a Republican person in politics. Like, this is why people should, all of us, I don't care, red, blue, take those fucking hats off. I'm neither. I'm for the people. And if we all were like, you know what, we got to stop treating politics like the Super Bowl, no more owning anyone, like, this doesn't help anyone. If a kid needs something, AI shouldn't be like, that old cancer screening seems a little unnecessary. You're pretty young. This doesn't happen. There's no unnecessary or inappropriate care. And this is what your boy, Trump's new plan for Medicare. Remember when he said he had concepts of a plan? It's to let AI decide whether you should die or not. What does that say? Die? Oh, be covered or not. Yeah. People, we need to openly reject this. There's no reason for this. You understand? Like, go read about other countries. Go watch Michael Moore's Where to Invade Next. He does a great documentation of how the workers are treated around the world, how their healthcare works. He asks them how much they paid when they get out of the ER, and they laugh that Americans have to pay anything. Our tax dollars not at work for us, folks. And just the fact that they're trying to position this as, don't worry, it's like safeguarding your tax dollars against those people who are trying to, get a free wheelchair just to go whipping around in. Everybody's trying to steal them rascals. And there's like a roving gangs of rascals everywhere because, it's unnecessary and inappropriate. Like, this doesn't happen, especially here in America. And the fact that this orange turd is trying to push this through, this was his concept of healthcare. And again, don't get me wrong, most of these maggots that support this cult cuck, I don't like. But even if I dislike you because you support Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, I still want you to have health care. I don't want you to be denied something your doctor said it's necessary, and then AI said it seems inappropriate to me. Like, I want that for you. That's when they warn you of the radical left. It's because they're warning you that I have compassion. Even though I think you have shitty takes, you're probably pretty stupid. I can't believe you voted for this guy. You thought the election was fake a few years ago, and this time you trust the government. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I just can't jive with. But there's one thing that I still want you to have, and that's healthcare. I do not want you to get denied by some soulless robot. So understand that. Yet you participate in Society Curious. Crash and Sean the greatest. See, I love the family we've developed here. If you're not part, join. It's free. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I bring you newsmentary. We joke about the news because the news is a joke. We always punch up. Rise up, people. Rise up. And look at his neck here. Look, let's do a side-by-side. Look at, this was when, there weren't rumors he died, right? See the neck? And now, let's look at the neck now. Let's look at the neck. Where's the neck? Here. And now, look at that neck. Where is it? Look at that. A couple of neck nuts. You heard of truck nuts. Trump said, I'm taking truck nuts to the chin. Neck nuts. Coming soon on the TrumpMerchShop.com. Michigan roads are still S. Yep. Yeah, your tax dollars not at work. They're going to other countries, whether it's bombing them or paying for their health care. They'll do anything besides support American workers. So we can come together, though. We can reject this, just like we did 1 million years ago when Jesus and the founding fathers said, no more kings. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Much love to you. I hope you have a beautiful night. What day is it? I don't know. Oh, it's Labor Day. To all my workers out there, solidarity. Start a union at your work. You want to scare your boss? Organize. Start a union. I mean, if these companies are like, oh, we're not scared of unions. You want to scare the companies? Unionize. They will poop their pants. They will poop in a bottle like an Amazon truck worker. And remember, call out the stupidity, the homophobia, the racism, the misogyny. Call it out. Stop it dead in its tracks. These people have been chirping too long, too loud and too proud, and not in like the cool way, like in the Proud Boys way. Proud Boys. You'd think that was, you know, an a cappella group. We're the Proud Boys. Did they make an appearance on Glee? That one time, that Tiki Torch episode? Anyways, just a guy. A real patriot would try to make this country better, not roll over to lick the boots of people ruining this country. The founding fathers sure didn't fight a war for independence for this. 100%. You know? Like, for the people who are going, just status quo, we're just going to shut up and be obedient. Whatever this ruler says. Well, that's not American. That's not helping. People saying more of the same? Get out of here. We need a great revival, a renaissance, as Leonardo the Ninja Turtle once said. All right, guys. That's it from me. Thank you, CJ. And Chief CJ, Sean the Greatest, Crash, everybody else that I might have missed, Gma, all the mods, very much thankful, grateful. I'm tired. I've been going since 4 this morning. I'm very tired. And I got to go see my little kittens. But Sean, I hope you're back tomorrow. Just a guy. Come back tomorrow. CJ. And all you got to do is you hit the notification bell. You come back tomorrow. Gma, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Much love. And down below is the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, we got book club. Remember that person was talking about Milton Friedman? Read this book. You'll never look at that dude again. He absolutely authoritarian rule. Disgusting dude. But wanted to still come and greet you on Labor Day. Give somebody a hug, paint a picture, sing a song, write a poem. Do something creative. And do it right. Bring up GPT and paint a picture right in front of it. And go suck on that. You're never going to be able to do that, can you? You can only regurgitate stuff that you've already read on the web. You know, rub it in the AI's face. Hey, look at me. I got a soul. Anyways. All right, guys. Much love. Peace.